everyone, this is Dr. Mommy Budgets coming back to you again with another video. Today I am here to do my budget technique video, part 2 of it, and I will be describing the executing part of the budget. In part 1 of the video, we discuss how you actually set up the budget, and in part 2, we are going to be talking about the execution of the budget. So this is my budgeting technique, part 2, executing the budget. Okay, we're going to begin by starting with step 1. Also in the video, let me just let you know that I will have a sample of a budget that I've actually written out from one of the previous weeks so that we can use it to follow along through so you can actually see what I do on a week-to-week basis. Okay, here we go. In step 1, we need to write out all of our expenses and bills that you wish to satisfy for that pay period. So you will list all of your utilities, expenses, debts, whatever you plan on satisfying for that week, you will list them on your notepad first. Step 2. The next thing you will want to do is you will want to total up all of your expenses and indicate if the totals need to be put away in the bills savings account, which I abbreviate as BSA, or if the monies need to be pulled out of your bills savings account. Okay, and that total, you're going to place that turquoise or blue cloud around your total. All right. So if you look at the sample that we have displayed here of one of my previous budgets week, you will see where I have the $75.74 highlighted with that blue cloud. So that is that total that I am talking about you need to come up with in step 2. Okay, let's move on to step 3. Now, actually, step 3 and step 4, once we get there, can be done in reverse. So basically, you can put step 4 before step 3. All right, in step 3, indicate which expenses will be paid for that current week. And you're going to place a purple triangle beside all of those expenses that will be paid. So if you look at the sample, you will see that all of the purple triangles indicate what debts will be paid for that week. Okay, so let's move along. In step 4, we're going to indicate which expenses will be paid at another time or during another week. And what you're going to do at that point is you're going to place a PA with a pink circle around it beside all of those expenses that will be paid during another week. Now, if we refer back to the sample shown here, we are going to see that there is a PA beside the auto insurance, the student loans, and the homeowners association fee. So those are the debts that have a PA beside them, meaning that I will not pay them this week, although I am using the monies from this pay period to assist with satisfying those debts, okay? So that PA means that those monies or those expenses will be accounted for during this current pay period, but will not be paid out during this pay period. Let's move along. Step 5, it says total up all PA expenses and place a blue cloud around that total. Okay. So basically anything that has the pink PA beside it in your list of expenses, you will get the total amount of that and you will place the blue cloud around your total. So in this example, the total PA amount is $187.60. And at that particular time, I did place the blue cloud around that total. Okay, let's move on. In step 6, you need to subtract or add your total expenses amount and the put away amount or your PA amount. Okay, so basically what we're saying is you're going to add the 75, in this example here, you're going to add or subtract depending on what you need to do. But in this case, you're needing to put away both of those amounts. So you will add those two amounts. You will add that 75.74 plus the 187.60. Okay, and this amount will indicate the total amount to either be put away or pulled out or put in your bill savings account before satisfying debts that are due for this current week. Okay, this amount will indicate the total amount to be pulled out of your bill savings account or put in your bill savings account. And this total happens before you are going to satisfy the debts that are due for this current week. So pretty much this is the amount, and that amount you will put a yellow triangle around it. So that amount will get the yellow triangle. So in our example, the $263.34 is the total put away amount technically. And that's why I say technically, because it is done before satisfying debts for this current week. So basically, we're just putting an indicator there until we move to the next step. So let's move to the next step. Step 7, you need to calculate your debts that are due for this current week. Okay, and I did provide the exact example here in the video as I did from that week 2 budget projection example page. So I have a purple triangle beside the mortgage because purple triangles indicate bills that are due for this week. So the debt that I am going to pay for this week is the mortgage. The mortgage total is $918, which is the total amount of the debt. We're going to subtract that from the $306, which is the money from the current pay period. If you look back at the sample, you will see my first item is the mortgage, where I set aside $306 out of this pay period. But the total amount of the mortgage that I need to pay is $918. So we would subtract that amount that I'm gathering from the current pay period from the total. And once we subtract that 306 from the $918, we're left with $612. And this is the example that I'm using just because we have the actual sample sheet shown here for the example. So the total you will get will be $612. And this amount will indicate the total amount that needs to be pulled out of the bill savings account to assist with that current debt. Okay, so that's why we have the $612 in the yellow rectangle. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Step 8. Step 8, you're either going to add or subtract the total in step 6 and step 7 to determine how much money will be pulled out or put away into your bills savings account for this week's budget. The total will be indicated with a yellow underline. So if we look at the sample here, we will see at that very last line on this example that the $612 minus the $263.34 equals the $348.66, which is your total amount of monies that will be put away into the bill savings account for this week. That's why in this step 8, you see step 6, which you will be able to go back a couple of steps in the video if you need to and look at what happens during step 6. You'll take that total amount and the total amount from step 7, and those two numbers you will either add together or subtract to determine if you need to pull money out of that bill savings account or to put money in the bill savings account. And that's it, guys, pretty much. Let's move on to the next slide. This is just a note for you. Monies that are pulled out of the bills savings account are put into the bills checking account, which is BCA. From time to time, you will see me utilize the terms bills checking account. That is actually where the money sits until I either do a web bill pay to pay for the bills, or the money is automatically drafted out of that bills checking account. But that is the portion of the account where the operations are actually executed. So I will physically send a bill, meaning go into the web bill pay of my checking account, click on that bill that I need paid, put in the amount, hit send. So that's me manually doing it. Or there may be some auto drafts. I do have a couple of auto drafts that come out of my bills checking account, like my auto insurance. It comes out automatically. So this is just a quick note here to let you know that monies that are pulled out of that bill savings account and put into the bills checking account to assist with satisfying debts or expenses for that current week. So sometimes monies are put into the bill savings account and sometimes monies are put into the bills checking account that come out of the bill savings account. So it just depends on what I need to do for that week. You know, if I don't have enough money in the bills checking account, I pull some from the bills savings account to help pay for debts, which did happen in this example here. There was not enough money in the bills savings account, checking account, so we pulled money from the bills savings account to assist us with paying for debt for this week. So I just wanted to go through here and provide you guys with these steps that I actually follow week after week so that you could actually have the description of what I do from week to week if you decide that you want to use my unique budgeting technique. And as I've indicated earlier in the video, this is a 2-part video. In order to set up the video, in order to set up your budget, you want to go back and refer to part 1 of my budgeting technique. In order to actually use the budget technique, you will need to follow the steps in this technique here, this part 2 of the budget technique. So this is all I have for this video at this time. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets, where we dream big but start small around here. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.